you go.
Nice.
I did that.
She did it. Welcome back. This is an exciting one. We are continuing on with the family Sunday dinners, and they have began to take on a life of their own as being basically mini Thanksgiving or Christmas feasts, if you will. So I began the morning getting dessert ready. I probably should have made this the night before. However, we had to settle, or we didn't really settle. We were waiting to see if Kodie could get the stuff she needed to make tamales before we decided on the entire menu. So I am making tres leches, the cake. I've never made this before, and we had some hiccups in the road, but I'm going to share it with you because it was actually, the flavor of it, divine. So I started out by greasing and flouring a baking dish, and then I am going to separate 5 farm fresh eggs, the yolks and the whites. They're both going to go in the cake. However, we do whip the egg whites. So with farm fresh eggs, I do separate each one of them first by cracking them in an individual bowl, giving them the old snifferoo test, and then moving on with them. I am hand whisking because I don't have a hand whisker or mixer, if you will. So I am whisking the egg yolks until they're a little bit light and fluffy. And then I begin adding in the sugar and whisking that vigorously while the egg whites are going in the mixer in the background. If you want any of these recipes, this tres leches and so on, they will be found in the description box below the video. I added in some milk after bringing all of the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients together. I go ahead and mix those up, and then what you'll see next is we're going to add the egg whites into it. I did want to mention, as we're just heading into this video, a couple of things. First, if you're new around the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We've had lots of new viewers show up here lately. And second of all, I would like to thank those of you who commented on the last family video of us making dinner together. Today you're in for a special treat because it is honestly Kodie making the main dish of dinner, and you saw that excitement in the very beginning of the video. She accomplished something that I honestly don't know if I would have ever set out to attempt to make myself, and that being tamales. So tamales are going to be the main course of tonight's dinner. Tres leches cake is I had never tried it, like I said just a second ago, before, but it is very reminiscent of an angel food cake that you add 3 milks to, and then the milks are absorbed. I was a little worried this entire time as I worked through this cake. However, like I said, we ate it the very next day as well, and it truly was a fantastic recipe. 100% we will be making this again. And then something we're starting to do is whatever the main theme is trying to match maybe desserts or drinks or appetizers along and making the meals seem a little more cohesive or the same genre. So you fold in, and I ended up having to put it all in the metal mixer. It was big enough. But you fold in those egg whites, and you get the cake batter in a 350-degree oven. I doubled it because the size of my pan was so big. I did not have the size pan it called for. I don't know what has happened to my 13 by 9. I think it has got to be either in the freezer or something like that. The next thing is I did make a drink. I made horchata, which is one of my favorite drinks of all time. Anytime we go to the Mexican restaurant, I order it. It is a rice water that you add milk to. So the night before, you soak long grain white rice that you have rinsed until it rinses clean and you put hot water on it. You let it soak overnight. I put the sugar in, then I realized it said to do the sugar later. It doesn't matter. The sugar dissolved into the water. It all soaked with some cinnamon sticks overnight. You move that into your blender, and then you blend it on a high speed until you get the rice as broke down as you possibly can. You do not discard any of the liquid because that is where the rice flavor is in the water. And like I said, I put the sugar in it as well as the cinnamon sticks were in it overnight. And so there's all of your flavor. So once you blend the rice down, I had to do 2 batches here because again, I broke this mixer. We saw that earlier. And so what you do is you strain it through a cheesecloth that's in a colander, and then you slowly but gently pick up that cheesecloth and you push out all of the liquid, leaving the rice particles in the cheesecloth, and you will discard of that. I honestly had forgotten how simple this is to make, and now that I've remembered and how much I love it, and based on the fact that we have a ton of long grain white rice stocked up in our pantry stock. Thank God for Aaron here. He's pulling up my sleeves for me. But I have so much long grain white rice, and I also keep so much canned milk stocked up that sometimes I'm looking for a way to use up the canned milk before it expires. This is a great way to do that. So I'm doing a double batch. If it were a single batch, it would have been 1 cup of rice. We're doing a double, and then it's 1 can of the milk. Again, these recipes are in the description box. It's a little bit of vanilla, the best quality that you can get. You kind of mix it up a little. I personally add a little bit of fresh ground nutmeg, just enough that you don't know what it is, but it gives you that little bit of spice, and you go, what is that? It does not call for additional cinnamon, but I am such a cinnamon lover that I put a little bit of some ground cinnamon into it as well, just a pinch, maybe 2, and then you give it a good mix. It is -8 degrees out on this day, and so I'm just going to put it on the cooler on the porch. It partially froze. You're going to serve it over ice. We didn't have to because we got it half frozen by the time dinner was ready, but it was fantastic. It's totally worth making, and these were 2 simple dishes that I made ahead of time. But let's get into the main course and Kodie. Okay, now I can get in the shower, but that seems extra large. Beautiful. We'll see what we do next.
Like this?
Yep, in here. Or you can put them straight into this.
Alright, so I'm sure. So now just chop.
I would cut it right down the middle, and then like in thirds. Perfect. Don't do that.
On video?
Or ever. Alright, what is it? 2/3. Okay, so we cut our pork loin in 1/3 when we bring it home from Costco. So it's 2/3 of a whole pork loin. How many pounds did you need? Except we're not making that amount of tamales.
Ooh, 6 to 7. So it says.
So
we're rocking with how much?
You can grab this. I'll grab the scale out since you. And we'll just weigh one of them and just double it. And that way you're getting the salt. Okay, hang on. Unit, hang on. Pounds, go. Yeah, it's almost 3 pounds, so it is 6 pounds of meat. So
We'll be fine.
Should we buy tamales, or we're 100% certain we can accomplish something we've never tried?
Well, I'm confident, bro. I'm committed.
All right, so this is about a 2-inch dice, and we're gonna cook it in the Instant Pot. Okay, what are you doing?
I'm putting 2.5 cups of water in there.
Okay, with the 6 pounds of pork.
And then a tablespoon.
You're good?
Tablespoon of salt. No, it was just like half my head.
There. How about there? We can see you and the pork.
Then into here. Should I stir it? Nah.
Yeah, you can stir it around. And then what else do you add to it?
That's it.
No pepper?
No. Well, I mean, we already put pepper in there, just not something that's a secret till later.
Okay, that's it. And then cook it for
I don't know how long the pressure cooker takes.
probably 45 minutes. If you want it like super shreddy.
Yeah, super soft.
Yeah. See,
Oh, it's stuck.
Making some holy water in there?
Yeah.
You gotta boil the hell out of it.
Like I had said, we almost waited till the last minute to decide what tonight's dinner is. So Kodie ran to the store. So for her, I pulled the pork out. She said, shred it up and then have the liquid separate as well. And then they need to come to room temperature. And so I now officially can get into the shower and get ready to go outside and help Aaron with a bunch of outside stuff while Kodie finishes up making this fantastic dinner. So I just do what she said, shred up some pork and then put the juice to the side. What do you start with?
3/4 cup of shortening. I'm gonna blend that for a minute.
For 1 minute. All right, what's next?
This was supposed to get to
It is, right?
close enough.
Close enough.
So I'm gonna go between. This is white corn masa.
Uh-huh. With?
Salt and baking powder.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a scoop of this, scoop of broth until we're all out. This is 6 cups of masa and 6 cups of broth.
If you watch any good cooking shows, you have no clue that it is so hard to actually record some of these videos. And I think Kodie takes over here in a little bit while I'm outside. And I just hope that you give her some grace. Figuring out how to record these videos is not simple.
Dude, come smell. I think I'm doing good. It smells right. That's what I base things off. That smell.
Does it smell like chicken broth?
No, it smells like tamales.
Getting there, huh? Good.
After the tamales passed the smell test, Kodie continued adding in alternately the corn masa and the broth, and then it went for 30 minutes. And this is what it looked like while it was mixing up.
In there. To this pot. I'm gonna put it on a lower heat, not too high. Add half of my pork. Mom says you're gonna use half later. And that's a lot of tamales that I don't have time to make today. And looks about half. And then, ooh, I just splashed out all over myself. I'm also gonna put about 4 cups of this broth that Mom made media Thomas with last week. It's totally not necessary because of how flavorful her meat is, but I'm gonna add some of this chili sauce, chili pepper, and some tomato sauce, just to give it a little bit more heat, I guess. Like I said, her meat is already so flavorful. Not her meat, her sauce. That was a lot. I like spicy. Some things I just think need to be spicy. And I'm gonna put this on there too. Not a necessity. Not a necessity. My corn has soaking in some hot water. They've been soaking for about an hour, which is about how long it says to do it. This is what they look like. They're nice and malleable, however you want to say it. Okay, so this is what this corn masa mix looks like. Mixed together for the full 30 minutes. It probably went for like 35-ish. Excuse me. Now I'm going to start assembling them. What the instructions have told me, there's my meat. Let's take a few of these out and set them in a separate bowl like this so they have a little bit of time to whatever. And then keep these down in here. They come up, but I just re-push them down and then fun stuff. What I'm going to do now, maybe I need to bring you over further. I'm gonna take one of these husks. Are you guys crooked too? Good grief. I am not a YouTube pro. Maybe you can see now. Okay. Lay these out. Either way, I guess. I'm just gonna use one of my cookie scoops. And I'm gonna take a scoop of this and more towards the top. I'm clean. Just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna use this. Maybe I need 2 scoops. Yeah, we're looking at 2 scoops. It said about a tablespoon and a half. It says don't make it too thick, don't make it too thin. But then again, I've never done this before, so what is even that? You know? You know? Maybe. Oh no, I'm nervous. I don't want to mess these up. I'm not even gonna lie. Do it like that. Obviously, we're not my mom. We have our little tongue, so we're just gonna rock with a fork and then put the filling here in the middle. Not too much, not too little. Just like this. And don't trip, I literally washed my hands. And now I'm just gonna fold over, and then fold this up, like this. Maybe my layering is too thin. Maybe that's why I'm stressed out. This is a smaller one, so maybe I'll stick to the smaller ones. Oh, it's probably too much filling now. Oh, this one spreads so much easier than the last one. Maybe that last one just has me messed up. Oh, I think I'm doing so good right now. Maybe a little more? My motto in life, add to your desired needs. Maybe if you know me, you'd know that quote, but if you don't, you don't. And again, we're just gonna take some filling. Maybe too much filling for this guy. Flip it, flip it, flip it. This one looks so much better. Look how cute. And it's little tiny. I'm setting them behind you guys. So I'm gonna do this until I run out of something. Okay, I think I have somewhat of a good way of doing it. Take my scoops. It's not gonna use that much, but you know. Then I spread it about 3/4 of the way. this husk here. Don't worry, the countertop is clean. It all got wiped down before I even came over here. It's fine. Just like this, not too thick, not too thin. Take some of this meat here. Spread, spread, spread. Try to get a lot of this liquid out so it's not too runny. Can you see that? Hopefully. I don't even know. And I take one end, I flip it over, take the other end, flip it over, flip this bottom up. Bam. So cute. And then keep going.
She's doing so good, you guys. They look great. How do you do it? Well, we'll taste them later. So you use like a scraper. That is beautiful, Kodie. I think you're doing really good, actually. It looks good.
Let's watch lots of YouTube videos.
Kodie always has confidence in trying new things, don't you?
If it smells right, it's probably right.
That's right.
Undeserved confidence.
Oh! Getting to work on the 3 milks, the tres leches part of the recipe. After the cake has cooled completely, we are going to drown it in 3 milks. What the milks are is the canned milk, so condensed milk, and then sweetened condensed milk, and then whole milk. And you give that a good whisk, and we're going to pour that over the cake. And if you notice here, the cake is now in a different pan because I tried turning out the cake. Everything was fine until we had an incident, a run-in with the dog. Now we have a new pan that is deeper. We have salvaged the cake. Why am I okay and moving forward? Well, let's think about it. The cake itself is getting drowned in milk and then it's going to be covered in whipped cream, so no one's going to see it. I put it in a deeper baking dish that I have, and we salvaged what we could. And then they say to poke holes in the cake so that it absorbs the milk. So I pour it over and I just use this chopstick and try and get it to absorb the milk.
It's a tall dude. Did you get that on video?
Yeah.
Don't burn yourself.
You want it boiling 15 minutes?
Yes.
You want me to help you stand them up?
I'm not too concerned about them standing up all the way. I just need them to not unfold.
Lid on. Before me.
I'm gonna. 15 minutes on a boil.
Okay.
And then after that, you bring it down to low heat for 2.5 hours.
All right, preheat some more water. For the appetizer, we're gonna use the wood cook stove over here. Kodie is making a street corn salad is what it's called, and you use it kind of as like a chip dip, and it was so fantastic. And it just goes kind of on the wood cook stove. You want to blister the corn in a heavy cast iron pan, but you can obviously do this on the stove top. The corn we use is frozen because there isn't any fresh corn up here in Alaska right now. And then she told me she put 1/4 cup of mayonnaise and 1/4 cup of sour cream in the bowl as the corn is cooking. And then, as always, if you're going to use the lime juice, why not use a little bit of the lime zest, giving it some extra flavor. And then using fresh limes with the mayonnaise sour cream mixture, as well as she went ahead and chopped up some fresh cilantro, nice and fine. Kodie and I love cilantro. I get it. It's not for everyone. And then she went ahead and added to it some fresh garlic. We are having to use canned garlic right now. It's a whole thing, but no big deal. We'll use this jar. And then I managed to find some fresh garlic recently. And so here we go with the spices. She used some kosher salt and a little bit of chili powder and some crushed red pepper flakes for seasoning. She then added in that beautifully blistered hot corn, and it helps melt and emulsify together the sour cream and the mayonnaise as part. So it is so looking so good, guys.
I'm just gonna try this on camera. I already tried it, but it is so good. Oh my gosh. I have to put it back outside or I'm gonna sit here and eat this whole thing. But it is so delicious. I put some of this, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but it is the Mexican cheese, though. I think it is called cojita. I don't know. I might look like a fool for saying that. But everything about this, have a bite, guys. Everything about it is so good. I could sit here and eat this whole bowl. I don't even care about the tamales anymore. Oh my.
So keeping with the theme in our kitchen, it is a no shame kitchen. Sometimes we're big and fancy, and sometimes we take all the help we can get from the store. And on this night, Erin and I have been running around. If you watched our other video, we went to the store, we cut down a bunch of trees, and Kodie was inside making this huge meal for us. And so we just used some packaged Mexican rice, and while I was down visiting my grandma, Erin had bought some of these cans of refried beans, and so we're going to use them up. We showed you in the last cooking video, we know how to make refried beans, we know how to make homemade rice, but the whole theme is family dinner night. So take help from the store, just get around the family, get around the table and eat. Tamales always seem to need some sort of topping to me. That's just my opinion. It might not be yours. So what I like to do is throw together a little bit of like a fresh pico or fresh salsa, whatever you want to call it. And that consists of dicing up a beautiful white sweet onion, and then some fresh tomatoes. We were able to get some good Roma tomatoes up here this time of year, and so I went ahead and got a good dice on those. I've seen it both ways. I've seen people where they cut out the seeds and the centers of the Roma tomatoes. I don't personally think that's necessary. I like the juice. However, if you don't or you can't have it, you can peel and seed the tomatoes if you like. And then I go with a little bit of fresh jalapeno. We like things spicy, so we're going to keep the seeds and the stems in the jalapeno, but we're not going to go over spicy. So Erin's not in charge tonight, so he gets one jalapeno in the pico. And again, with the lime, we're going to give it a little bit of a grate. We're going to use some of that lime zest on this tiny grater or microplane, whatever you have. And then we are going to use the juice of the lime afterwards. I like to throw a little bit of fresh cilantro in there. We're just carrying the flavors throughout the meal. And then a little bit of salt and some garlic, if you will. Give it a good mix around and then let it set for a little bit while you wait on the meal. And would you look at that? Kodie is dishing up a plate here, and those tamales, I'm going to show you her excitement in just a second when we get back to the dessert, because she opens one of the tamales and she is beyond excited. But we just go some tamales, some rice, some beans, some fresh pico on the plate. You've got that corn salsa. Oh my goodness, for all of the work and all of the effort, She did such a fantastic job. Show her some support. Give her a good hand clap. Who is that brave to jump in the kitchen and decide, I'm going to make something I've never tried? Oh, it's perfect. Hold on.
There you go.
Nice.
I did that.
She did it.
Is it working now?
No, same. Maybe just needs a minute. Just heat up the beans. As luck would have it, we ran out of propane right in the middle of just heating up the beans and so on at the end of the meal. What I have going on is some fresh whipped cream with some sugar in the background. Aaron is trying to get propane back on in the house, and then the kids are sitting down, having some chips and dip and enjoying themselves with a little bit of conversation. But let's finish pulling this dessert together. We did fresh strawberries as the topping. You can see at the top of the cake there, it has absorbed the milks. They do kind of come out of it, and it is better the next day. I wish I had made it the day before. But for all the mistakes and the woes of this cake, covering it in this fresh whipped cream that is just at that perfect peak, that perfect thickness, and you can cover a multitude of mistakes with icing, with whipped cream, with any kind of topping like that, a ganache, you name it. There we go, fixing the cake and dusting it off with a little bit of cinnamon and putting some decorative strawberries on the cake. You wouldn't even know that I have made mistakes underneath. This cake is kind of a cross between pudding and cake. It has kind of that different texture to it, but I highly 100% recommend it. You see Caleb in the background there getting some more horchata. That was a huge hit as well. So simple to make. We hope you enjoyed some family time with us and that we have encouraged you to get in the kitchen, whether you take help from the store, whether you make it from scratch, try new things, be brave, but more than anything, get around that table. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the channel. We truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you. If you have made it all the way to here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell, you'll get notification. Thumbs up and comments all help our channel to grow. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Happy Thanksgiving. We hope you have a super blessed weekend. As the holidays are here, it is time to get in and celebrate the family and be thankful for the gifts we have around the table. So many blessings to you. God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you in the next video.